Welcome to Solar Surge Live. I am Andrew, and this is my brother Luke.
Hello,
Older
everyone.
brother. Older. Yes.
Better looking.
Episode 2. So today what I wanted to talk to you guys about, you right there, is a live reaction on installation quality. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Luke has not seen any of these installs. These are all live installs in Australia. Companies remaining anonymous, and we wanted to today get his live reaction on, well, one, how they look, two, if they're compliant, and three, just a really good explanation on what sort of could have fixed that result.
Wow, really tested my knowledge. So let's see how we go.
As you can see, he's the type of person that likes to diagnose and audit everything. So it's going to be an interesting thing for throwing him on the spot.
Well, normally I take a bit more time than just quickly looking at trying to react. So I like to usually have a bit in depth, but let's see how we go.
Yeah, the time it'd take you to diagnose, I think we'd end up running out of camera tape.
We'd only have a chance for one, and I'd spend a lot of my time just looking and not talking. So it wouldn't be fun at all, would it?
Perfect. No, that's all good. All right, I just want to pre-frame one thing. So one thing I came up against is, how do you compare a solar company to a solar company, right? Yeah. So one of the main things that I actually came up with a strategy that you guys can take, and I'll get your thoughts on it, that you can basically nearly guarantee you're going to get a good install. Big call, right?
Very big.
Very big call. All right. So, and the reason I'm going to say these things is at any time you're looking at solar and a battery, if you follow this structure and criteria, I can guarantee that you're nearly eliminating all your risk. You're pretty interested to understand and know what I'm saying.
Very. Lay it on me.
Okay. Solar industry is broken down into a few components, right? Sales, installs, compliance, STCs, all those sorts of things, right? All right. So one of the ways, and I'll go through it nice and systematically, is that the NETCC. So you know what it is. It's the New Energy Technology Code of Conduct. So this is what most people will have. This is just something that says that we're going to be ethical sales. We have ethical sales, we have ethical aftercare, and we're going to do the right thing, right? It's a signatory, and I would say there's a couple of thousand people on that signatory list, and that's the first one. If your company that you're working with doesn't have that, straight in the bin. Second one is, which now, as you can see, I'm throwing more accreditations, more criteria, more auditing compliance, and that's starting to stack the deck in the customer's favor. So the second one is electrical contractor's license. So it's all well and good to have one company that can sell it to you ethically. The next one is making sure it's installed ethically. Now, I'm going to go a little bit step further, is that the electrical contractor's license number is in the name of the company that's actually selling it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Yeah, fair.
So the company taking the risk is the company that's selling it to you, as opposed to being stuck in the middle and saying you've got someone that sold it to you, another company that installed it. Even if they're the same owner of the company, what happens is they're splitting the liability, and then all of a sudden you've got who actually accepts responsibility on that. Combine the two, eliminates a lot of the risk. Third one, Smart Energy Council. So this is a layer again. So we're talking about not the base, you know what I mean, the baby shark sort of, I'm a member, $100. We're talking essential members. So what they are they the ones that help discussions and, I suppose, implement policy changes? So we're like one of those members as well. So now you're covering across the sales side of things, the installation side of things. Now you're covering across the fact that you've got a vested interest in the future demographic the future changes of how the renewable energy space is formed.
You got a voice.
You got a voice, yep. Exactly. So the people who want a voice are the people who are going to be here for a long time, because it's going to effectively
affect them.
Yeah, yep. Perfect. And then we've got one more that's really important as well. This one is part of the Renewable Energy Council. So it's the REC. So basically it means that when you're looking at rebates, which everyone in solar and battery are, when you finalize an installation, there's a compliance process that happens in the background to make sure that the commissioning of said system is compliant. You would know this because you've done the installation side of things, and you've got your apps and you've got your compliance, your photos, everything like that.
Yep.
You want the person to be on the approved register list. Now that limits even further. That's an additional compliance layer. You've got sales, you've got your install, you've got your policy, and now you've got your actual implementation of the compliance and ordering side of things. So I think having those four things is absolutely integral. And the last thing that I would cover across is having a look at their license, having a look at who's the QTP, the qualified technical person, and making sure they're actually affiliated with that company.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
How many QTPs are no longer affiliated with the company and they're just signing paperwork going, you know what, no worries at all, getting a little clip on the side.
Yeah, I think you'd be amazed at how many are actually doing that. And I know of, of being in the industry, you know of those companies.
So you know a lot of companies.
Yes.
How many companies hold, or that you know of, how many companies that you know of hold all of those?
Very minimal. I don't think I know of any that hold all of them. Maybe a couple. Very, very.
So you don't know any that hold them? What about us?
I know we hold all of them, but I think there's companies that hold some, but not all.
Exactly. And what I say to people, there's 5 risk areas. If they don't have all 5, who takes the risk? The customer. If they've only got new energy tech and they don't have the other 4, you're taking 4/5 of the risk.
Well, just this morning, we had something through our back and forth chat of a customer complaining about install because it was non-compliant and not finished. And then literally one of the other, it was on, I believe, Facebook, literally someone else's comment. Oh yeah, must have gone for a cheaper, nasty person that.
I did see you circle that one.
I was like, this is exactly why.
Yeah, we'll throw it up for you guys to see. You should be able to see it now.
Yeah, I literally sent it through, but circled the comment, went, this is why, guys. This is why we do what we do.
Exactly. So that's just a bit of advice for everyone watching, is the fact that if you tick those boxes, then you absolutely, I'm not saying 0-0, but I'm saying you're getting as close to 0 possible as you can, right?
You're lowering your risk.
Lowering your risk substantially. Okay, now let's jump straight into some of these installs and how you're going to react for them. So for everyone watching, you'll see it behind us. For Luke, you'll see it behind us if you want to look behind, or you'll see it on the screen here. Everyone will see the same thing, and this is the first time you've seen it. All right.
Yes, I know. You were very...
I was a bit cagey because
very cagey. I was like, so am I going to see this? And you're like, no. I'm like, oh, awesome. Sweet.
Well, I want the customers and the viewers to react at the same time you do.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. First one's first.
Okay. That's not good. Okay. Instantly.
So they see, obviously, they can see something was on fire.
Correct. So this is a... hang on, there. So that there is the DC isolator. These used to be used fairly regularly. Back there, they changed the regulations. This is a reason why they changed regulations, because it's a fault. It's a bad installation. It has not been screwed up correctly, and it is what it done is it hasn't been screwed up correctly. So it's been just sitting there, arced up, and that is the end result.
So in terms of where the power comes from, when we're talking DC isolators, are we talking the power coming from the panels through the DC isolator into the inverter itself?
Correct.
So we're talking high voltage running through an isolator, hasn't been done correctly, overheats, arcs, and then all of a sudden burns.
Yeah, this here is the cable into the inverter. So that cable coming down is from the panels into that isolator, then into the inverter.
Could have been what? Shoddy workmanship, thin wiring, not screwed in. What are the main things that would have happened there?
It would be installer not terminated properly.
Okay, perfect. Pretty important to terminate high voltage.
Yes, this is why the standards get upgraded, so we try to mitigate these risks. And yeah, that is definitely an installer issue.
Makes sense. All right, number 2.
Okay.
This is seen from the top, and this is coming down to someone that probably doesn't have a straight ruler, right?
Well, that bottom row is absolutely hideous.
Talking to your mic, mate.
Sorry. That obviously, people at home, that bottom row there, you can see how much it goes out. There's no way that should be that far.
Even if the system works properly, to me, it comes down to a level of care in getting the job done. That looks good. You know what I mean? Like, how many people have a helicopter like looking at roofs like this, or, you know, this is obviously a drone footage or one of the Google images, but like, have a bit of pride in your workmanship, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also here, it looks like they're going over the top of the
overlapping the top 2 levels.
The ridge in there, which, you can't do that. You can't go over ridges. So there is a couple of things. It's, as you said, care. Like there could have been panels moved from down to there to make it more compliant, from my opinion. And it's just that seems like they're rushing to get the job done, not taking a step back. Normally, after you put the first couple of panels down, you see how your line's going, and then you adjust from there to make it obviously be square the rest of the way, which they have not done.
And I'm glad you said rushing to get the job done. So I actually had someone comment on this, and they said, "Well, look, okay, but I'm never really going to see it, and as long as it works, then it is what it is." But my thing is,
if they're rushing that, the rest of the job.
If they're not
if there's no care in there, where's the rest of the care in the other job? I'd love to see their inverter of how that's looking, because
we don't have a photo of that.
Because if it is, I'm going to pick that there's going to be conduits and everywhere. Not making it nice and clean and tidy.
And that's what people miss. Just because it aesthetically doesn't look like it should look, where are the other corners that they've cut?
100%.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. That's horrific. Is that cable ties on it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Even the bottom. Okay.
Would this give you a heart attack? Nearly? Like, oh.
I would. That's horrible. I would if one of our guys would never do that.
It looks like nice panels, but they've just destroyed any of the quality of the panel.
I can't even. Nah, that is horrific. I don't even think that person has a license. Put it that way. That is the person that doesn't have a license.
No good.
But it's even. Yeah. They've made it hard on it. Like it's a lot easier to make it. Make it nice. It's extra. That to me is more work than making it perfectly in the wall and perfectly.
But if you're not qualified,
I don't think that
they don't, and you don't know what you're doing.
They're not.
Then you're just going to go do it, aren't you?
Well, I don't even know what they've cable tied to the.
And just so everyone knows, what's this? Is this the DC running from the panels through to the inverter like the other one with the isolator?
I didn't even see. I'm always looking at the screen here, but if you're looking at that, is non-compliant. You can't have that much cable coming out unsupported. That's a rip it off and start again.
Rip it off, start again. Fire risk.
That is horrific. Horrific.
Next one.
Horrific. That there. No. That is non-compliant.
And tell people it looks like it's got an inverter and
so that's
it's running. And see the thing that I want to. Fox isn't a bad brand. Fox is quite a reliable brand.
They have cooked that install.
So it's not about the brand. It doesn't matter what was installed. That nothing's going to work the way it worked, and you're creating an enormous amount of risk. So even if they're talking, this is why when I talk to people, and that's why I went through with the accreditations, the compliance aspect of things. Same product.
Rushed. That is a rush trying to get it done. Person that takes no pride in their work. There is so much compliance issue there.
But that's probably about chest high. What happens if you've got children?
100%. Well, that's
you know what I mean? Like adults know not to play around with high voltage DC, but a child doesn't.
No, that's
an animal can.
You're like giving me heart attacks here. Just making it really. That's just that is horrific.
And I don't even know what order are these in. Our main man Gio behind the camera that's pointing at me and telling me to be quiet or whatever it might be. He's the one that put it all together, so I don't even know what order they're in.
Oh, these aren't seriously people's
installs. These are installs in Australia.
That is horrific.
It hasn't even been completed.
That isn't. I don't. Is there a?
How do they
get no backup? There is. That doesn't look like a potentially backup.
But they might not have done
backup.
One
cable going into that. So, but that is unbelievably non-compliant. That is.
And again,
cables. You can't just have these hanging in the wind.
And again, poor old Fox.
I don't think that person has a license. Put it that way.
Well, but the person who bought it probably got it cheap.
Very cheap because, damn. That's just, again, lack of
care?
Care. And I think it's a lack of even potentially, you've got another little space over here. They just don't want to put an extra loop over.
Yeah, they looks like they just didn't want to spend the time to have to rerun.
Because you've obviously got to run over to here. It's extra work, That's just it's non-compliant because it can't be over the ridge capping. But it's just.
And why can't it be over the ridge capping? Just so
you get imagine the wind, coming through. It's more of a risk for it to lift up the panels.
Exactly, and that's what. So that's the exact thing because you know better than anyone. I remember when I was passing some of the panels up to you guys when a couple of years ago, and if you turn and it's a windy day, it turns into a sail.
It's a kite.
It turns into a sail. Obviously, I'm a larger statured man. I was not on the roof. I was passing them up. But
I was on the roof.
He was on the roof. He was on the roof. Exactly. But yeah, you're right. So it's got extra lip. Obviously, the main thing is one, it's a turns into a sail. But again, it voids all your warranties, doesn't it? Because it's not installed compliantly.
It's not. It's
because some people think, what? It doesn't look that bad. Well, I think it looks terrible. But some people
I think it looks terrible too.
But they're like, it doesn't look too bad. But it's not compliant. If it's not compliant, you void your warranty. If you void your warranty, you have a risk associated with your house. Simple as that. Oh, this is a good one. That's the second picture. So the first one is the cable coming through. The next one, hanging off a zip tie.
Hanging off a zip tie. They mustn't have. Can't have licenses because there's electrical rules that.
And what's that battery? Is that an alpha? I can't tell from.
Looks like an alpha.
Yeah, it's an alpha. That's an alpha. Again, there's nothing wrong with some of these brands.
It's the installation. It's not the brand's fault that these guys have no licenses and they're installing it.
But they've taken the care to put a little shade sail over it. They've protected it from the weather, but they're going to burn the house
shade
down.
sail up just to hold their conduit up.
Did they?
Look. All it is to hold the conduit up. Like that's holding the conduit up. That's why they put it up.
That's one of the ones from Bunnings.
And the inverters helping the conduit too. That is no license. That's guaranteed no license.
I don't even think that's an alpha inverter. That's not an alpha inverter.
You've got two battery systems there.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I just ran into my mic. You do actually.
That's not going to work.
That's not going to work. You've got an alpha. That's a Fox. Yeah. And you can't run two separate batteries on the same configuration.
Oh my God.
And this client got stitched up.
And it looks like the alpha was like, obviously they've actually saddled their conduit. So I'd say that one was done first.
That one was done before the rebate. And this is one they've got the rebate chasers, pumped in a Fox, left the existing one there.
It crosses a window. Look,
This one here is.
I think it must be the neighbour taking the picture because that's over a fence. He's like, oh, look at this dodgy thing going over here.
He's probably thinking my house is going to burn down because my next door neighbour's is.
Oh, that is just. The thing is, looking at that, even everyone watching would be like, yeah, that doesn't look good. It's the stuff you can't see that worries us. It's the connections here on your battery. It's the connections here on your inverter. Have they done them correctly? Because they haven't. That's a fire risk.
Yeah, absolutely. This next one, I'll see if you can pick it out. This one. There's two photos. So that's the first one. Because on first glance, I don't know what's behind those windows, but can you just explain
that there's?
Yeah, and can you explain the windows and the issues that could potentially be behind those as well?
Well, you're looking at obviously we've got to keep standards with habitable, non-habitable rooms.
And just explain for people what a habitable room.
Habitable rooms where you spend time in, like your bedrooms, kitchen, dining room, everything except bathrooms, laundries. Like they are bathroom and laundries are non-habitable rooms. So there's different regulations that happen between non-habitable rooms and habitable rooms. Habitable rooms, you've got to have minimum 600 millimeters to the edge of from the edge of the window to the battery stack.
So this could potentially be okay if that was a bathroom, but I'd be hot. Usually that looks like a living room to me. That window there.
Yeah, the one on the left is.
Yeah.
That definitely looks like a living room or something. There's close to 600. I reckon you might get that distance there. I'm hoping that's a bathroom. Because that if it's not,
have a look at the base of the battery. We'll get a close up of it. That's like a that's like a 400 kilogram battery resting on a piece of what is that, 2x4 in sand.
No, that's like a paver cut in half or something.
Is it? Oh, it is too. Paver cut in half, turned on its side on dirt.
Which if it rained, it's going to be loose. And oh god, I didn't even.
You didn't see it because from that, if you're looking at the screen,
I was too busy looking at the non-compliant wiring here and being like, oh god.
And the issue with that is they're stackable modules, right? So what happens if one of the sides dips down? It's braced against the wall. It's going to pull those modules apart and get water ingress because now there's no longer a seal.
They've got it into the wall, so it's going to be great when that loses all functionality and pulls the wall off.
Again, I'm not sure we've got any more. I'll have a look. There, that's all of those ones there. But just so everyone sort of can understand, they can see it live. That gives someone like yourself, who's a qualified technical person, someone who's responsible for making sure that the jobs are done to, one, consumer requirement and laws, but also two, to make sure that they look good. Because I know that you don't just look at, in compliance. You look at it and go, okay, well, look, if I was to put it on my house, do I want to just have, even if they're compliant, like cables running that way? You make sure that it's all put into a nice looking bundle so that the clients can be proud of the product that they've bought.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's what would I want at my house? I know my system at my house, I'm obviously proud of it. I show people all the time of how is it, and that's what
you did mum and dad's as well.
Yep, that's right. And
you're about to do our cousins. I'm sorry, you can't do everyone's, but well, maybe you can.
Maybe,
yeah.
If you're lucky,
well, at least
if you're lucky. But that's the thing. What would I want at my house, and I would want, and every install is a reflection of me. So you want that, and every install that we install is a reflection of our company and what we want to stand by. So that's the way I look at it, you look at it, and we want the best. We want a thing we're proud of on people's houses.
Absolutely. And every single one of those photos, I bet my life on, they did not hold all of those accreditations and compliance requirements that I told you about.
I didn't even think the installer's got accreditations. So.
It's impossible to, because you would lose them.
Yeah.
Because the more accreditations you hold, the higher of level of standard you're held to, and the more areas people have to complain or to follow up against. So Smart Energy Council, Renewable Energy Council, Clean Energy Regulator. You know what I mean? We've got all of these people that we answer to on top of everything else, which gives the consumer peace of mind, knowing for a fact that stuff that happens shouldn't happen. And I actually feel bad for some of these manufacturers, because some of a couple of those products in there was nothing wrong with those products, but there was everything to do. It was the way they were installed. So that's the problem with it, is the fact that when you compare a company, do not compare the products. Don't compare the products. Compare the company. Compare a new energy tech company with a new energy tech company. Compare a new energy tech and electrical license company with a company of the same caliber. Compare a company that holds all five of them with a company that holds all five of them. And you will find then you'll get a closer comparison on the overall product and installation.
The problem with those there as well is those customers, they're probably ringing trying to get responses and getting nothing back from those companies that install that.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you it's 99% sure that they're ringing trying to get some resolution and nothing is happening.
No.
And poor customers. But again, that's why they need to be savvy about who you're going with. And are these companies got all the right boxes you need to tick?
And if you buy cheap and then you complain, I'm going to blame you 50% of the time. The other 50% goes to the company.
Yep.
And I'll stand by that. You know, the company should have done the wrong thing. But if you're, now you know, especially after you've watched this, if you compare a product with a product at a price rather than the company with a company, then you're the one that's doing yourself a disservice. Then you can't turn around next year and say, you know what, everyone in the solar and battery industry is scammer bastards. Take some responsibility, do your research, and compare a company with a company. Sorry, I just had to put that in there because I just wanted to get people to really, really think about the decisions that they make.
100%.
Perfect. Did you want to add anything else? I think that sort of wraps us up for today. I thought that was good. You know what I mean? Seeing his face, that's why I probably wasn't looking at you. I was looking at him. I knew he would have got heart palpitations, and I wasn't. he had a cup of tea. I wouldn't let him have coffee because I knew exactly how much I'd get his heart rate going when he was looking at these photos today.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Solar Surge Live. And if you need anything, reach out to Solar Surge Australia. We've got a great team. We're here based on Burleigh. And if there's anything you guys need, whether it be advice, point in the right direction, or anything, full home system and energy independence, we're the guys for you. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, guys.